Good afternoon. This is Roger Kramer. I'm with C.I.E. Tours. I want to take this opportunity to give you a little background and history of C.I.E. and the countries that we serve. As you can see along the bottom, we go to Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales, Iceland, and Italy. And for 2025, we are adding two new destinations. So we're really excited about that. And what I'd like to do Whoops, we had a little problem there, but we got it straightened out. I want you to know that we are a division of the Irish government. We've been under that umbrella for over 90 years. And what we do in every country that we have a product in, we use local guides. So in Ireland, on an average, the guides have been with us for a period of about 20 years or more, and who well versed in knowing the country is the locals. So that's why we go out and find guides that are qualified to serve with us. We One big thing that the Irish government requires us to do is no options. We do When you get an itinerary, when you sit down with the agent at Global, they're going to go over the itineraries with you, and everything is included that it is in there. And that could be using 4 and 5 star hotels, meals, breakfast and dinners, and all the extras, and even including porterage. Again, I told you we have 4 and 5 star hotels, and they're located usually right in the middle of the city or village. Our success rate for it's been up to 95% as far as this, guest satisfaction. As far as tour directors, on an average, they are 98%. So it is quite high, and people enjoy again the guides and how they know the history and the culture of the country. Guided vacations. On an average, as you can see, we have anywhere from 17 into Ireland, as well as Scotland's got 5. And when you combine them, Scotland and Ireland, or as far as Ireland and Britain, it totals up to 41 different tours. And that's what we have for 2024. 2025, we are adding 4 new tours, which we're very excited about. The double and day tripper, I'll explain later, give you comparisons to what other day trippers we have. The Irish Supreme. The Irish Supreme is a top quality. In fact, it's our deluxe tour, staying in manor houses and castles. We're also adding for 25 Sicily as well as Spain, and I will tell you about those momentarily. Spain, we are going to do 9 days. As you can see, we have 15 meals all throughout, breakfast and dinners, staying in 4 and 5 star hotels. And we hit all the highlights of Spain, and that will be starting in March of 2025. And these are some of the places and scenes that you will be visiting. The next new tour is Sicily. And then again, this is an 18-day tour, staying in 4 star hotels, and we go all around the country. It is a beautiful area, and you will have the opportunity to see and experience a lot of the beauty and the food, of course. I wanted to point out 4 tours that we have in 2024 that go into England. And as you can see, they do all of England, or they do some unusual itineraries in here, or we do the southern part of England, hitting the highlights along the south. The one that I'm impressed with is the bottom right, because that goes all the way not only to the bottom, but goes all the way up to Edinburgh. And they again are staying in 4 and 5 star hotels, and you get breakfast and dinner every day along with your all your attractions. And they can range anywhere from 8 days all the way up to 14 days. Iceland. If you haven't been to Iceland, you should consider going. It is absolutely beautiful. I had the opportunity to go last October, and it's basically two colors, black for the glaciers and, excuse me, black for the lava and white for the glaciers. But you're going to see waterfalls to uh, glaciers to ponds or excuse me rivers, lakes, as well as you're going to see spas. They're absolutely beautiful. Now, if you have been to Iceland and you've done the Golden Circle, then you may want to consider doing all of Iceland. And we have a 10-day tour that will do that, going all across the south and then going up into the north. And here you're staying in 3 and 4 star hotels. So it it is uh, because the hotels in some of these areas are very quaint. Some have asked us, do we do tours in the off season? Season being the winter months. Yes, we do. We start in November and we go all the way through March. And as you can see, we do the northern or we hit the southern. People like this because they have the opportunity to see uh, everything in the off season. And so that makes it very unique and less crowds. I told you about the day tripper. The day tripper is, in this case, is going to be in Scotland. And the day tripper consists of going into Glasgow and staying for 6 days in one hotel. And what we do is then take you around to all the sites around Glasgow and even as far as Edinburgh. And these are some of the sites you would see. Again, you're staying in 4 or 5 star hotels, centrally located. So it's convenient for you to get out and go around and explore. Oh, we're also doing Italy. We call this the Tuscany Treasures because you're going to be here for 8 days and you're just outside of Florence. And again, we take you to all the areas right around this particular area. Again, tasting a lot of the history, the beauty, and the food of Italy. Staying again in 4 and 5 star hotels and centrally located. This is where it all began for us as far as day trippers. We started in Adair, which is on the western side of Ireland. It's a 7 day trip, and you will be then going to all the destinations right around there. And you can see we go to the Cliffs of Moher, out to the Dingle Peninsula, even down to Kiss the Blarney Stone, and then over to Cork and Cove, and there you're taking a train. Uh, the distance on these things is no more than 90 minutes from Adair. And in between, we're stopping off and having tea and scones, or we may be doing photo ops. So you're not going to be on the coach all that 90 minutes. What we're also doing is one in London, and it's a 6 day tour. And you can see that we're going up to Shakespeare's birthplace all the way down to Stonehenge and Bath. The size of our groups, and we have 2 different sizes. So when you sit down with the agent at Global Connect, they can tell you which one of our tours has the 26 on that particular tour. Otherwise, on an average, is 35 to 40 people on a tour. Private driver vacations. This is for 1 to 9 people. This was created after the pandemic because so many people didn't want to board coaches after that. And we created these to do Ireland, Scotland, England, Iceland, and Italy. And what it amounts to is you get your own driver that is going to take you around on a tour that you and Global Connect will design. So that way you can see and go to where you want. People use this for not only for heritage, but they use it for sports, for golf. They may want to just do certain sites. But what happens is you will create an itinerary with the agent. They in turn will submit it to us, and we bring it back to you and just make sure this is the way that you want to go. We also have not only a self-drive where you drive it yourself, you get the car, and usually there's bed and breakfast or you're staying in hotels, and that can be set up before you go. But we also have an itinerary that if you do not want to be on a coach, and maybe you've got a family that want to just be in a car, but then follow the coach on the itinerary. We'll arrange for all the attractions. We'll also arrange for the hotels. Or you may want to break away and follow up and the coach or to meet at the hotel as well. If you've got a family group, let's just say a family of 12, and you decided that you wanted to go together to Ireland, what you can do is block one of our regular scheduled tours. Then again, to explain that to you, just sit down with the agent at Global Connect, and they can help you. And we've got for an example, 17 different tours to Ireland. So you can select the one you want, and 12 of you or 10 of you at minimum can book that particular tour. But if you decided you wanted to do a custom group, and I just threw down some suggestions, whether it be a pub tour to a family reunion, a college group, whatever the case may be, we can help set it up, customize the tour to the way you want it to go. This particular backpack and all the other things with it come out to you about 3 weeks before your departure, which makes it quite great. You can use the backpack as a carry-on for all your carry-on, whether it be your cameras or your medicine or your books or whatever you want. But also included in it is a back strap that goes around your checked luggage. And then you can see the two white boxes, and those are actually adapters for the plugins at your hotels or wherever you're at in London or Scotland or uh, in Ireland. We also provide you with general information booklets telling you about the trip, as well as some pointers, whether it be for clothes or currency or whatever the case may be. We also provide you with bag tags. So it makes it a complete for you prior to your departure. When you're in talking with the agent at Global Connection, what you want to do is talk about last minute savings. And we have tours, not all of them, that can be up to 15% off. All you got to do is sit down with them and they can pull up all our last minute deals and they can provide you with that information. If you're a past guest, you can save up to $150 per person on any one of our guided vacations or private driver trip. You can also get $75 off if you were on a self-drive program. We also recognize retired and active military, police, firefighters, paramedics, and EMTs with a discount of up to $150 off, or on a self-drive program, it's a $75 off. This is combinable with any other promotions that we have out there. And again, sitting down with your agent, they in turn can pull this up, find the ones where there may be some promotions and assist you on that. What I'm doing here is providing you with a very quick overview of one of our tours. This happens to be the Taste of Scotland and Ireland. And it's a 10-day program. And it is a lot of people like this because you're incorporating two countries almost for the price of one. So what's going to happen is you're going to fly over to Glasgow, and there you're going in all our tours, just to let you know, wherever, whatever city or village you're in, you're going to get a tour. It's going to tell you all about, in this case, Glasgow. And I just happened to pull this photo out because thought the gallery is so unique. But you're going to go in here and you're going to find some well-known artwork in here from painters from the past, whether it be Rembrandt or anybody else that they're in here. Plus, there's a lot of other history about Scotland in the area. What we're going to do is take you north, and you're going to go all the way up to Nar, which is on the most northern point. But Going through, you're going to go to the lowlands of Scotland as well as up into the Highlands. And I'm telling you, there's a picture around every corner. You may even have the opportunity when you're visiting Loch Ness to see uh, Nessie, and occasionally she does show, as I've been told. Also, you can see the beauty of it all, like with the castle there, right on the shoreline. This is your hotel. Very unique. It's kind of like a manor house. They're small, they're quaint, but they're absolutely unique. It almost looks like a castle as well. From Nara, you're going to go straight south and you're going to hit all the way down to Edinburgh. You're going to go through Whiskey Trail where there's about 110 distilleries. However, we're going to take you just to one, and you're going to have an opportunity to see how the distilleries work, and have an opportunity to possibly taste their product. And then, of course, St. Andrews. My wife calls this the man cave. All the gentlemen, well, most gentlemen and ladies too, love to go to see uh, St. Andrews golf course. You see it on television in the big tournaments. Well, this gives you the opportunity to see it. And if you'll see that building to the right there, that's literally downtown St. Andrews. So you can see how close it is from the golf course, and then you can walk over to downtown. Edinburgh. This is my favorite town. I really enjoy this because of the history, the architecture, the culture here. It is such a beautiful town. And then you can see up on the left side on the horizon, that's the Edinburgh Castle, and I'll show you a closer picture in a moment. Your hotel in Edinburgh, absolutely unique. Again, it's kind of like a manor house, and there is a golf course that goes around it. This is the castle, Edinburgh Castle, and it's built on an extinct volcano. And you can see how rugged and fortified that it is. And invaders had tried to get here numerous times. You're going to have the opportunity to be there for a full afternoon that you're free to go around and see this because it's magnificent. I think you'll enjoy it. One thing that I must point out during the month of August, from the August 1st to about the 15th, they have the military tattoo, and it's located right to the entrance of the castle. If you don't know what the military tattoo is, I think it should be on your bucket list because what amounts to is they invite bands from all over the world to come in and perform there. And believe me, it is very impressive. The calligraphy uh, that they use all around there, plus it's choreographed so well, it's just impressive. Now, you're going to head down to the coast and you're going to go over into Ireland. Understand, Ireland's only 150 miles wide by 300 miles north to south. So it's a small, compact, beautiful architecture and people is absolutely wonderful. But you are going to take the cruise across, and this is the ferry that you'll be using. The coach comes right on, and you have the opportunity because for the next 2.5 hours, you're going to be across in the channel. And you can see there's about 5 different floors here. They have gift shops, they have restaurants, they have lounges in here. So it is really a comfort. It's almost like one of the cruise ships, almost now, like one of the cruise ships in the Caribbean, only this is more condensed, but it has all the services. And you're going to be getting into Belfast. And there we're going to be doing a city sightseeing all around, telling you the history of Belfast. You have to understand you're still in the northern part, which means that you're still under British rule up in this area. But you're going to see looks like Big Ben down in London. You're going to have a chance to see the Titanic Belfast. If you see the buildings to the right, that is the height of uh, the hull of the Titanic. And you'll see the blue lines there. And the blue lines represent where the Titanic and the Olympus were built. You're also going inside. It's about 7 floors, and you're going to see the first and second class suites on the Titanic. They're built to scale, and you're going to hear the history and everything about how the Titanic was built. You're not going to find any artifacts in here. All the artifacts, if you will, are down either in Branson, Missouri, or down in Las Vegas, or down in Orlando. You're going to get into Belfast, or excuse me, not into Belfast. How about Dublin? In Dublin, you're going to have one of the things you're going to see is Trinity College, along with the many other sites that are around Dublin. And this is where the books of Kells are located. And they were written by monks back in the uh, 6th century, or actually 600 AD, excuse me. Now you're going to have the opportunity to go to Dublin, and you're going to head south, and you're going to go over to Killarney. And on the way there, you're going to be attending a sheepdog demonstration. And believe it or not, this is one of our number one attractions because people love to see how these sheepdogs work. They were trained at 12 weeks old, and you can't believe how they do this. All that farmer has to do is snap his finger, do a little whistle, or just say a word, and the sheepdogs go out and collect the sheep. It's very impressive. From there, you're going to go and kiss the Blarney Castle, or go kiss the Blarney Stone, I should say, climbing the Blarney Castle. And to bend over backwards, this will give you the gift of gab, as they say. From here, you're going to go from Killarney out to the Ring of Kerry. The Ring of Kerry is absolutely beautiful. I mean, Dublin, Belfast, and Glasgow, they're all big and beautiful cities. A lot of history. You get out away from them, this is where you really see, whether it be Scotland or you see Ireland, and you see the true beauty of it all. Whether the mountain ranges, the oceans, the peat, the waterfalls, the lakes, it is absolutely beautiful. And then you're going to head up to the Cliffs of Moher. These are 700 feet high, and they range about 9 miles long. And you have an opportunity to go up and take photos of. Oh, Blarney Castle, or Bunratty Castle, excuse me. Uh, we even have a banquet in here, and you're going to also have dinner. So you climb up about 4 flights, and it's absolutely unique, and it's a lot of fun. You're up into Galway, and you're going to see the Spanish Arch, which happens to possibly be the uh, photo. It's a well-known photo area because this is where the Spaniards would come up and do their trade with the Irish, and then take merchandise from Ireland back to Spain. And you'll see off to the right the Collada. It's called the Collada Village, and this is where the Collada ring is made. And for a young lady will wear the ring with the heart facing out. She's available, and when she is engaged to be or married, she turns the ring around. Of course, you're going to have an opportunity to see monasteries, and this particular one had 9 different churches, and it's got 2 towers, but it has a lot of history, and you'll have a chance to hear this. And of course, you can see the Celtic crosses in the older cemetery. Wouldn't be complete without going to this case it says a bar, but actually they're pubs, and this is where the entertainment is at. And I strongly urge you, if you have an opportunity to go in, I don't care if you drink a pint of Coke, a beer, whatever it is. This is where the music's at. This is where you're going to meet the people. Not at just this pub. There are 7,000 other pubs that you could visit throughout Ireland. So if you don't like the music in this one, you go down the street to another one. But this is where it's fun because the people will really be friendly, and they want to know all about you. And they're going to come up and talk with you and sit down with you and learn all about you, and you learn all about them. One of the spots in Dublin is, of course, Guinness. And if you haven't had Guinness before you got here, this is where you would have it. This is where you're going to learn how to pour the perfect pint. It is takes a minute and 18 seconds to do that. And at the conclusion of it, you can have that pint. and then not or you're going to get a certificate. Uh, I call it Guinness University because then you get a certificate saying you learned how to pour the perfect pint. But then at the conclusion, and you can see this building here, and this is only one. This is where all the more or less the background and the history of Guinness. And Guinness itself, Art Guinness signed a contract here for a 9,000-year lease at $45 a year. So I think he got the good deal on this. But you can also go up to the Gravity Bar, which is on the very top. And if you bypass the university, you can get your pint of Guinness up there with a panoramic view. It's absolutely unique. This is what brings people to this part of the world, is the people. You've got the beauty, you've got the architecture, you've got the history, but this is where it's a lot of fun. And please take advantage of it all. You are going to enjoy it. And I would sit down with your uh, Global Connect agent, and they can go over some of this, all of this, whatever questions you have. They're well versed. Many of them have been to this part of the world, and so they know the product. But take advantage of it because there are some special programs going on right now. There's some promotions for 2025, and they would know it. And their new catalog should be in their office as we speak. So I thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And if I can be of assistance to you in any way, just get a hold of Global Connect and they can give me a call with questions. Thank you and have a great day.